Call to order. Call to order. Meeting of Chippewa County Board of Commissioners on October 13th, 2022. Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Savoy, sir, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call, please.
Commissioner McLean,
Here.
Commissioner Postula, Commissioner Savoy,
Here.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Here.
and Chairman Martin.
Here. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd move acceptance of the agenda as presented. Support.
Motion and support for addition and deletions to the agenda. Any discussion? Move that we accept the agenda as approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of regular minutes.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the county board minutes of September 15th.
Support.
Motion and support for the approval of county board minutes from September 15th, 2022. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Correspondence received, page 9 in your packet, gentlemen.
Move that we acknowledge receipts or correspondence received in the clerk's office and forward as appropriate.
Support.
Motion to accept the correspondence and forward as needed. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have public comment. Those are quite simple. We've got 3-minute limit, 15-minute on each person, and 15-minute on each subject. Any discussion? Any public comment? You would please state your name and from where hither you are from, sir.
Hi, Jim Trainer. Got one concern from people on Drummond Island. The boat. They're running 3 to 4 hours. They have to sit there before the boat gets in. The big boats broke down up in the Sioux is what I'm told. And all they have is a small ferry. And on the weekends, it's a nightmare. They can't get off the island. They can't get back on. And for the ones that are working at War Memorial and stuff, that's not good for your first responders that they're stuck there. And what they've told them to do is get there 3 to 4 hours earlier if they want to get there on time. So if you guys can help anyway, I think they'd really appreciate it. Thanks.
Any other public comment?
Yes, there's a public comment online.
Ms. MacArthur, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Good evening. Just want to keep Angie MacArthur, Superintendent EUP ISD. Just want to keep the EUP Connect Collaborative at the forefront of Chippewa County. We would still love to see Chippewa County join in our collaborative effort to bring broadband access to every 911 resident and business in the Eastern UP. Right now, we have our survey going and we have 1,700 people that have responded to the survey. We have 1,500 that are distinct households across the Eastern UP. We'd love to see that upwards of about, 5,000. So just urge you to go to merit.edu/EUP Connect and take the survey. Let us know, do you have connectivity? Do you not? It'll take about 3 minutes. We're excited that we're getting responses back. And once we have that survey completed, we'll bring the information back because I think it will be eye-opening to see how many residents are not served appropriately by broadband in Chippewa County. So thank you for the time. And again, I just really would urge the commissioners to revisit that topic. Thanks.
Thank you.
I lost audio on the meeting. 1 second.
We good?
Okay. Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Dave Ulrich, citizen of Chippewa County, city of Sault Ste. Marie, licensed professional surveyor with some concerns. I've tried to reach Mr. Shackleton, my elected official. He hasn't responded. I've tried to reach my county surveyor, Mr. Layton, and he hasn't responded. I've talked to our county commissioner and she says, come to a meeting and talk. So that's why I'm here. My point is, we know what the law is. I mean, you guys are versed with the law. The county records have to be made available here at the county seat or at the county road commission. That's in violation of law. I think you guys can agree on that, and we're gonna move those. If not, we'll talk about that later. But I would like to read, if I could, my email conversation with our late Register of Deeds, Ms. Sharon Kennedy. This is dated July 28th, 2020. Sharon, I would like to follow up on our conversation yesterday about the selective availability of county records and to private parties. For professional services, as I mentioned, I intend to open a veteran-owned small land surveying business next spring, and I need to know I will be working on a level playing field. Could you set up a future meeting with the county commissioners to discuss the current situation? This is Sharon's response. Dear Dave, as we discussed yesterday, no private surveyor in the county has been provided no cost access to images or other online Register of Deed index. The Register of Deeds index to records is available at no charge to anyone who wishes to sign on to the system 24/7, 365. The index's records go back to January 1st, 1930. And is updated daily and added to most recent documents. Documents may be viewed and printed for the charge on the website. People may come into the office and access the index and view the documents at no charge. Copies will be cost 50 cents to $1 each. The county surveyor does not have access in his capacity as an elected county surveyor to the head of the remonumentation committee, Mr. Shackleton, and you are, as I understand now, our remonumentation committee chair. As you mentioned, the SIDOC group, you had mentioned that SIDOC was using the county surveyor to access information, but that I was not aware that SIDOC was accessing the Register of Deeds online index, which is why those codes were changed. Okay, that goes back to the access to the public record that I'm having issues with. Yearly contracts for the unlimited access available per image, previewing $1 per page, plus the usual contracting fees. The annual cost is $1,200, which I'm not going to pay $1,200 for free public records. That's ridiculous. I say, thanks, Sharon. I would like to follow up with a Freedom of Information request to see who is currently on your membership list. Is that okay? I learned a long time ago to trust everyone, but always verify their claims. That's from Ronald Reagan. Trust everybody but verify. We can discuss those findings on the records in some future open county commissioners meeting. So here we are. Minus Sharon, of course. You mentioned yesterday predetermined election results, which resulted in our current county surveyor was appointed more or less, not well, he was elected. Our current Gigi, and I like Gigi, running unopposed, that's fine. I have a good working relationship with her. The point being, gentlemen and ladies, is that I want to practice my profession here without, political bias from out of county individuals, in particular Bill Sidock, who bought Bill Carr's county records, which is public records. It shouldn't be for sale. So that's going to be my primary complaint. And then I had done survey for LSSU, your alma mater, sir, that we have some serious issues about. So we can talk about that later too. Is my time up? Okay, very good. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Finance the Tuesday before.
Perfect. Okay, come back for finance?
Well, it'll be in
Just 1.2, I mean,
14. The
what,
14.
what are drone hours? And why do we have drone hours in Chippewa County? And who's operating those drones? Is that Jim Lee Hockey by any chance? Just out of curiosity. Why do we have drone hours? But, okay, I'm done.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right, next to administrator's report.
You didn't declare public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, gosh, my bad.
You want to see if there's anyone else?
Thanks for keeping an eye on me, sir.
Right, just trying to be helpful.
All right, do we have anybody else who would like to discuss anything? Online?
No one else.
Okay. Going once, going twice. Public comment closed, please. Administrator's report, page 10. Mr. Church.
The normal reports are on there, and right before the meeting, we were talking about the opioid settlement has been held up by Ottawa County. Is objecting to the formulary that they have come up with, so that's going to hold those monies up a little bit. And then there is also a local assistance grant program through federal grant that I did apply for this afternoon, and I have sent an email with some additional information. It's for counties with federal land, which we have a lot of. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for the administrator? Thank you. New business. Board committee agency 30 vacancies announcement, page 19.
It's that time again. isn't
It is certainly that time of year to re-up.
Do we need to just make an appointment to, or a motion to advertise the?
Yes, to follow the bylaws.
Okay, so I would move that we advertise the vacancies and our appointment process so that we can fill all these various opportunities to serve.
Support. Motion and support to get published board committee agency vacancies. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Right?
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Resolution 2022-16 enforcement of 2022 villages and village report. Support. Okay, motion and support to pass this resolution. This will take a roll call vote.
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Motion passes. Resolution 2022-17, our borrowing resolution on delinquent taxes, page 27. So moved.
Support.
Motion and support. This is done on an annual basis. So, kind of housekeeping, but it is a resolution. So. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McLean,
Yes.
Commissioner Savoy,
Yes.
Commissioner Shackleton,
Yes.
and Chairman Martin.
Yes. Standing committee reports. Finance claims and account. Chairman Savoy, sir.
The regular meeting of Chippewa County Board of Commissioners Finance Claims Accounts Committee was held on Tuesday, October 11th. Here, this location, meeting was called to order at 5:30. All board members were present except for Commissioner Postula. Approval of the agenda was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve the agenda as amended, removing item 6-1 on a voice vote. Motion carried. I so move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
There is no public comments, correspondence and information items, no action necessary. Moved into agenda items, district court mental health court grant. Moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve and accept the Michigan Mental Health Court Grant Program Award notification to 91st District Court for Adult Mental Health Court. On voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for acceptance of the mental health court grant in the amount of $116,510. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
50th Circuit Court, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve and authorize 50th Circuit Drug Court contracts for 2022-2023. As presented on voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for drug court contracts 10/1/22 to 9/30/23. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Animal Control, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve and authorize the release of RFQ for the proposed animal shelter addition as presented. This will be paid from the animal shelters donation fund and voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for animal control release RFQ for engineering. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Veterans Affairs Grant, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve and accept the 2023 County Veteran Service Fund grant of $50,000 through the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. And voice vote, motion carried. I so move.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Sheriff's Department Securus Amendment Inmate Phone Contract, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve and authorize the Second Amendment to Master Services Agreement between Securus Technology and the Chippewa County Correctional Facility. On voice vote, motion carried. I so
Support.
Motion and support for Sheriff's Department inmate phone contract. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
OES, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve and authorize the additional FY 2022 Emergency Management Performance Grant and the necessary documents, including grant agreement, etc. On voice vote, motion carried. I so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the MPG grant. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration Policy 314, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve the removal of the investment committee portion of Policy 314, OPEB healthcare retirement vehicle annual funding. Voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for OPEB healthcare retirement vehicle. Annual renewal. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration is moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to acknowledge the contribution from the DTRF following Policy 314 to the MERS healthcare retiree vehicle in place. Vote, motion carried. I would so move. Work.
Motion and support for OPEB healthcare contribution. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Administration, snow plow and removal bid summary, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to approve the snow plowing and removal bids as follows: Sheriff's Department storage building, central dispatch, county building, animal control, courthouse parking. And voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for snow plow removal bid summaries. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration vehicle bids, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, to approve and authorize the bids as follows: one Dodge Charger, one Ford police package truck, 4 police package SUVs, plus approximately 4,000 per unit to add or swap out necessary equipment in place. Both motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support on administration vehicle bids. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration vending contract, moved by Commissioner McLean, supported by Commissioner Shackleton, approve and authorize 3-year vending contract between Chippewa County Enterprise Vending for the machine in the county building. On voice vote, motion carried. I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for the vending contract, Enterprise Vending Incorporated. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Administration Commissioner Compensation, moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to approve Board of Commissioners annual salary increase and per diem. Again, this is 2022.
That should say 23. I just noticed that error.
23,
Sorry.
yes. And on voice vote, motion carried, I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support for change in per diem and salary. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Finance claims and accounts, it was moved by Commissioner Martin, supported by Commissioner Shackleton to recommend the approval of the September county bills and payroll, general claims, other fund claims, payroll, and health department claims and payroll. On voice vote, motion carried, I would so move.
Support.
Motion and support to pay the bills. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Right? Opposed? Motion passes.
There are no committee comments, there are no chairman comments. It was moved by Commissioner Shackleton, supported by Commissioner McLean to adjourn at 5:51 p.m. I so move.
Support.
All those in favor to accept the minutes as presented? Oh, my goodness, no. All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, next we have Commissioner report on meetings as board representatives and general comments. Yes, sir, Commissioner McLean.
Just want to mention that the EDC will be dedicating or have an open house on their new general aviation terminal, Kinchlow. It's been about whole process has been about 10 years in making, but we finally arrived at construction starting about this time last year, and it's all complete. And I want to mention that it's open general public from 10 to 2, and you can tour the facility and see all that it is. It's an outstanding facility. The thing that's neat about it is that it's built almost completely on federal funds. We managed through lots of maneuvering to get to that point where the federal government covered the entire building. So if you would like to come out and see that, we're going to have grandpa's mini donuts will be on site as an incentive. I've never tried them, but I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good, sir. All right, Commissioner Sheffield.
Just regarding the gentleman's comments about the surveying, our surveying records, used to be kept over at Bill Carr's offices. When he was the surveyor, we thought that was okay. Now they're kept out of the county garage, which we thought was even better because it's a county building. But we did check, and apparently they're supposed to be here. So we are moving them to be here. We do comply with the law. There are times when it's hard to keep up with all the laws that are out there because all these years we thought it was okay the way we were doing it. So those county surveying records are being moved. Kelly's been working with the county surveyor. There's going to be public access times made available. So we're doing the best we
Times,
can.
are those regular business hours times?
Sorry. So we're doing the best we can to accommodate the gentleman, and I'm glad to hear that he's going into the business because we need more surveyors in our community.
You got 'em. Just let them practice.
We have on more than one subject found that, we weren't doing things as well as maybe we should have. But I think this board has been very proactive that when we find out something is not being done exactly as it's supposed to be done, changing it and making it better. And, none of us here are lawyers. We're not familiar with every single code and law. And when something is brought to our attention, we'll act on it. And I think the county and the county commission has been diligent in trying to make this happen as quickly as possible. Things can't just turn on a dime, but we will get this right and give people access when we can. So, thank you for bringing this to our
Well, if I
attention.
may, I've talked to Gigi. I'm gonna make available to her all of SIDOC's electronic
But,
files
sir,
on the
please.
record. Just saying.
Thank you.
Yep.
We will keep working on this. Okay, it's not a quick fix, but we will do that. As for the Sugar Island Ferry, I'm sorry, just so I probably cut you off. I will talk to UPTA about if anything can even be done. When there are breakdowns and there are just times when they're out of service and there's not a thing we can do about it. Better this time of year than with ice going across the river. Get this taken care of as quickly as possible. But if they're not running ferries, I promise you there's a good reason. Because, that's one of the ways you lose money is not running as many cars through there as you can, as quickly as you can. And so I'm confident that UPTA is on that as quickly as they can and will get those boats back in service as quickly as they can. Mr. Swan, I'm sorry, sir.
No, that's fine. I was just going to comment on the Drummond Island Ferry too. It's run by Eastern UP Transportation Authority and it's regulated by both the Coast Guard and the state of Michigan. We have very little control or possibilities that we can change anything. We get to appoint a board member to Eastern UP. That's about the only recourse we have.
Yeah.
I mean, I sympathize with the people on the island, but I don't know what we can do to improve it short term.
I did see, I saw a video on Facebook, I guess, that had apparently it's gone viral. And they drove down the line and it is something to behold. It's the length of the line and the number of the cars was extraordinary. And that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they have a problem and they're gonna probably need a long-term solution as well as a short-term solution. They should probably be thinking about a bigger boat, but as you mentioned, we don't run UPTA. We're just, I think our contribution is $30,000 a year, plus we appoint board members. So. Or how many board members? One?
I think we just have one. So is this where we throw Mr. Permansky under the bus?
Well,
I mean, that's really the person to contact. He's the expert.
Yeah.
He runs.
That's where the buck stops, sure.
Yeah.
But,
It's
Sure he's
good
doing the best
you're
he
here
can.
on this, but that's really the place to go. We, like Commissioner Savoy said, we don't have a lot of control of UPTA at all. So, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. We can fix it, or, well, do what we can, when we can. Anything else, Sean? I would,
Motion to adjourn.
entertain a motion to
Support.
adjourn and support. All those in favor?
I.
Aye. We are adjourned.